Hello there, lads and lasses. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League once again. Now, earlier on today, while I were at work, the ungrateful bastards that are Rocksteady did release a patch note, so I'm reacting late to this. I have a cup of coffee. It's been a bloody long day at work, but let's get into this one, because this is going to be a key moment for Rocksteady and the game. I've said it all along. The survival of the Suicide Squad game hinges a lot on what's going to happen here in season number 1. Maybe you should be excited. Maybe you should be disappointed. Let me know in the comments down below how you're feeling about the news. Have you read the patch notes? Does it make you want to come back? I think that's probably the key thing that we need to figure out while reading these patch notes. Now, I have gone over these patch notes once, like I said briefly at work, but I kind of just want to brush over. I shouldn't brush over this, but I want to just move past the bug fixes to start with. We will highlight some of the key ones, but you'll see here, right, when we scroll, I'll leave the patch notes in the description. If you guys want to go into deeper detail on this, that's fine. I'm more concerned about the key bug fixes and what's going to be coming in season number 1. That's mainly what I want to talk about in this one, but you'll see there's a lot. There is a lot of, I mean, we can keep scrolling. Look at this. Look at all these bullet points. That is a lot of bug fixes, which you would probably say is pretty worrying. But in reality, this isn't that worrying. If anything, this is a good sign. It shows that they're using this patch for what I said they were going to use it for, to try and fix everything in the game. Think of this of like a 1.0. What we've played was early access. It wasn't. I paid £100 for it. But imagine it was early access. I really do like to polish a turd. But imagine it was early access. All right? And then this would be the 1.0 release, which is going to have all the fixes in there that we want. Probably some of the key ones are the loading screen ones, the multiplayer bugs being fixed, you being locked on mastery level. That one being fixed is a big one for a lot of people. That's going to be huge. There's a lot of UI bug fixes in this one, and there is just a lot of online bug fixes. There's tons, right? There genuinely is so many. I can't scroll through it all again. I read through the majority of them. Again, you can go through, you can look at them if you're having some of these issues and kind of go through it and see if it fixes yours. But a lot of it is fixing all the issues that we have in the game right now. The current state of the game, of course, has not been good. This is something we've been calling out for a long time. I recently released a video on Helldivers. Do go check it out. But they have patched so much, so consistently, and Rocksteady haven't. But they will earn a little bit more favor if this fixes the majority of the issues in the game, and then we can move forward from this point onward. Now, let's be honest, it's time for the fun stuff. We all care about this stuff. Now, they have a nice little introduction here to the Joker, and they talk about him, how the Suicide Squad on his planet is dead, and he's coming now to the planet that we're on through the Elseworlds. We're going to get a Joker-themed Elseworld, which, I mean, it looks pretty cool. Some of the examples here and some of the pictures. I like the look of this. I like the little introduction that you get. We're getting a young Joker, you know, fast-paced, mobile. He's going to do a lot with his umbrella and explosives. And I'm a big fan of the umbrella traversal that the Joker has from what I've seen. But man, am I sick of grenades being the best way to play this game. It's just how I feel. It's just how I feel. But the Clown Prince of Crime, it also comes with a new talent tree. Obviously, 3 different play styles: Jester, Firestarter, and Ringmaster. These are things that we'll look over when Season 1 is drawn. All of this stuff we will look over. But he looks like he's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the world. I genuinely am. I think the Joker world will be a lot of fun. Who's not amped about the Joker? That's one of the key things in Season 1. Now, this was one of my favorite bits. I'm a loot goblin kind of guy. I'm in love with the loot. I want shiny items. I'm a magpie, and the loot is the key thing for me in a looter shower. It just genuinely is. I like the stat increases and stuff, but shiny new loot that makes me feel powerful is huge, and I main Deadshot. So when your first piece of gear, which this will be Scarecrow gear set. So I like this already. I like what they're saying. It's themed around poisoning and, you know, messing with the minds of the enemy. It's apparently stacking fear and horror, so I'm assuming this is something new in the game, but I'm all for that. Give me that. It needs more depth, this game. That is a key thing I'd definitely highlight, and this, if this brings more depth, then yeah. But I like the look of this. I don't know. I'm a sucker for good loot, And this looks really cool on Deadshot. And then notorious items for this first episode come from several iconic supervillains, including Mad Hatter, Polka Dot Man, and Reverse Flash. So I'm actually pretty excited about these. Don't know much about Mad Hatter, going to be honest with you. But Reverse Flash, I think we could get some cool stuff. So maybe some time bending kind of stuff. Who knows? I'm going wild with my assumptions, but I like this addition. The game is lacking very much of different weapon set, and I've talked about it for a long time. I don't feel like weapons have a good punch, and I don't like it. The little bit here, packed with wild and game-changing effects, that has me, because I need more weapons that are going to do some crazy shit in the game, and this makes me feel like these weapons might do that. Like I said, the Reverse Flash thing, we could bend time or something like that, the Polka Dot thing. It could be interesting. Don't know what Mad Hatter did or does, so let me know down below. Not a diehard DC guy, but these things make the game a lot more interesting for me. I just don't feel like there's build diversity in the game right now. It's my honest feeling. Some people might feel differently. I don't feel like there's diversity. This changes that, hopefully. I found this bit quite cool as well, because I was expecting new villain-themed weapons, but this season will also see the launch of a new weapon manufacturer. We're going to get Into Gang, featuring close-range, high-damage weapons. So Shark, instantly, Boomerang, you know, we're looking at you pretty quickly. I mean, give me a good shotgun. I'm all for a really good shotty. I am down for that, and I will get involved. I'll get involved right quick and real fast if there's a really good shotgun in this Into Gang. You'll start seeing weapons of different rarities drop from this manufacturer, including some existing legendary weapons. So we're going to see existing legendary weapons that we have in the game now, just done by this manufacturer. So yeah, I am excited definitely about that. The new weapons and itemization is huge for me in this first season. They need to nail that for me to keep me coming back to the game and even making videos about it, because it's getting tough out on these streets making videos about this game. Now, after that, they start talking about some of the new missions, which had me excited and not. It says it's going to include plenty of new missions for you to complete while you fight and power up, which we need. There needs to be more diversity in the game. There will be a new Mayhem mission and Assault missions. I wanted there to be more than one new Mayhem mission, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. We're only going to get one, but there'll be more Assault missions, which I suppose is a positive, as well as a new type of incursion mission, combat incursions. These combat-focused incursions allow the squad to do what they do best. Bash some column heads together however they see fit. Look, I don't know how good these are going to be, but they need to be. To keep the engagement there, they need to be. I'm going to be straight up. The game got super messed up with the mastery level system when we had the Diablo Blaze buff. I was lucky. I'm a casual. I didn't have enough time to have those builds to kind of destroy through the mastery rank. But if you were one of the hardcore players back then and you did do that, it's done for you. It's ruined, because you shouldn't, unless you're putting in die-hard time, be that high up on the mastery rank. So it's kind of ruined. I think they should reset the mastery rank. I'm just going to put that out there. If you put a lot of work in to climb the rank, I completely understand it. I'm only like rank 30 odd, but I genuinely think they should reset it and this should be a fresh start. But that is just my general opinion, and it could be wrong. In episode 1, we're getting Brainiac, right? We knew we were getting the new Brainiac mission, but he's going to be unleashing a new host of mutators. They're being fixed as well, by the way. Especially the boom ones. I think it's the boom ones. The ones that basically blow up when you're near them. Because when you shield harvested or did a suicide strike, they still blow up. They don't anymore. So that's cool. And also counters on Brainiac, because I hate the Brainiac mission. We'll get back. We'll get to that. We'll get to that, right? But let's keep going through this. We're ramping up the challenge of forcing the squad to adapt to the new battlefield. Enemies will gain Green Lantern shields. Or even return from the dead if not handled correctly. But thankfully, Brainiac's experimenting has led to some unintended side effects that may be able to help the squad. Look, I don't know what they are. It's basically going to be a Green Lantern Brainiac fight. We'll talk about that a little bit later, though. New cosmetics, we need them. I mean, a game like this, 2 months, people. Can we talk about this? 2 months after launch. We're only just getting this. It genuinely is insane how little content and patches there's been in the game. I'm sorry if I keep doing this. I'm super tired. But there's literally been so little care for the game that this stuff really should have been in there before. Anyway, I don't want to dive on the game too much because I feel mean. Look, I like these. These look cool. I'm going to get all of these. We don't see boomerangs, but I like Deadshots already. I think that's super cool. Sharks, to me, is the best. I quite like the Jokers. He looks a little bit like Green Goblin, like old school Green Goblin from the cartoons that I used to watch when I was a kid. The Harley one doesn't do much for me. She looks, I don't know. But hey, I don't really play Harley, so it is what it is. It's by the by. But yeah, so new cosmetics is huge. It's going to have a free path, which it highlights here. We knew Wayne Tech was coming in, thanks to Miller. But so we knew a lot of the leaks anyway that had been found. But so Deadshot's Wayne Tech outfit will be on the free track of the Battle Pass alongside many of its swatches. I don't know what's going to be on the free path. We don't know that. Some of these will be paid. There's no way all of these are free. But if I enjoy the game, I'm going to do this. I've got a plan. This is a plan that may work for everyone. But I'm going to come back to the game on day 1 of Season 1. And if I'm still playing it on that same day, on that Thursday, the week after, I'm going to buy the Premium Pass. That's my plan. I'm going to wait. I'm going to leave it a week. And if I'm still playing it, I'm going to do that. Some of these changes don't really impact us. I think they're going to be for people starting again. So instead of reaching Finite Crisis 10, it's going to be 5. Although, I don't know how it works. I don't know if Finite Crisis is going to be reset. I'm kind of guessing it is going to be, but I could be wrong. But it would make sense for it to be reset for the new weapon set. I don't know. We'll find that out, I'm guessing, closer to the time. I'll cover as much as I can, in as much detail as I can as time goes on. The new Elseworld missions, obviously, I like the fact that they've reduced the amount you have to get to, 15, 30. Also, what's super cool is now you didn't get the Lucky Charm part of whatever it is on your build. The Lucky Charms, you didn't get them until level 25? 25 or 30, I can't remember. It's one of the two. It's been lowered to 20. So that to me is really good. You're going to get that quicker with a Joker. There's an XP boost here on patrol missions during the end game. Now also grant a 50% XP boost for 45 minutes upon completion. You can't stack it, although once it's ended, you can restart it again. That is going to give us a really cool way, well, not a cool way, but a quick way to level up the Joker, which is obviously why they're doing this, so that you can level up characters that you have already. If you don't know, it is an extreme bore and pain to level up a character from level 0 to 30 after you'd only leveled one character. That was probably one of the least favorite things. And that's probably why I haven't leveled up Harley, because after leveling up Sharkman and Big Man like Boomer, I just did not have the willpower inside my body to level up one more, especially one whose traversal I didn't like. The Affliction Immunity Mutator no longer requires enemies to be hit with a critical hit, which I really like. And the Boom Mutator, as I was saying earlier, it doesn't trigger from Shield Harvest or from Suicide Squad kills. That for me is big. There's some new HUD stuff. I don't mind the HUD. I know people don't like the HUD, but I don't mind it. So, but there's some new HUD stuff. This, again, is just quality of life stuff, to be honest with you. It's fixes that needed to be in the game, but very much is along the quality of life kind of fit. Now, care packages and clan care packages. I'm not in a clan, so I don't have. If you want, should we start a clan? We could start a clan. People are coming back. But anyway, the care packages, they're going to give you more now. They're going to give you 100 Battle Pass XP, but we don't actually know. There's no dialogue in this, right, of how else you get Battle Pass XP. I'm guessing you get it from doing missions and from doing stuff in the game, like certain things that are required. I guess a little bit like the contracts, but there's no other information that I've read so far. Again, I have skimmed this. I will say that. I will link it. But from what I've read, the important chunks, there's no finer details on how you get Battle Pass XP apart from these, from what I've seen. But you're going to get, this is cool though, from Common, you're going to get 100 Battle Pass XP, 500 Prometheum, instead of, I think it was 400 before, 10k credit, and some allies and stuff. They're basically juicing you up. So I think this is really cool. Can I point out though, I've never got an Epic or a Legend, like literally. The highest I've ever got is Rare. I don't know. It's just something to think about. But the amount of Prometheum you get steps up pretty well. I mean, 3k for Legendary if you get 3 of them on a daily basis. Because this is every 24 hours, right? If I remember correctly. Damn, man. It's been so long since I picked up the game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's every 24 hours. So you can stack these pretty well. Pretty comfortably. You're going to get the same with the clan ones, the clan packages. It's near enough the same, just on a bigger scale. I don't know why. I'm not part of a clan. But it is on a bigger scale, and I don't know if it's split, but you're going to get like 3k Prometheum for a common, 5k for uncommon. Prometheum is going to become this thing that isn't anything you really need to stress about anymore. It's super easy to earn. I think I've got like 60k sat there in the bank now, and people who are returning will have way more. So it's not something now that is a worry. I've never felt like I need to make a guide that's like, ooh, fast way to get Prometheum. It's not hard to farm anymore. and they're making it even easier. So, and I like it because it shouldn't be something you have to worry about too much. You could add something in the late game that is, say, a raid that costs a lot more Prometheum that you have to plan for, but the bog standard endgame stuff, you shouldn't need that Prometheum from that. That's all I'm saying. You can add damage sniper because snipers are awful, right? We're going to touch on some of this stuff just lightly because this is getting on a little bit, and I got to edit this before I go to bed. But snipers will take damage now when teleporting, so that is really cool. They can't teleport as often, and you can now be on the same building as them without them teleporting. That's epic. I hate snipers in this game, but they're designed to be hated, but I do hate them. Changed assault missions to only offer legendary or notorious items as rewards upon completion, which I actually really like. No longer epic and below, so we are stepping up now in that tier of basically itemization of what you're going to get. A lot of this then is for new people coming to the game. Like the level requirement has dropped from 25 to 20. Like we said, Prometheum drop is reduced as well, which makes sense, but they've made certain stuff easier, like the penguins mission, because I thought that was really difficult, to be honest with you. Yeah, it just in all, they've made a lot of this stuff a lot easier. They've changed the difficulty as well. They've changed the Prometheum cost of mayhem missions in chapter 6, so they don't cost anything now. So you start right out the bat now with the amount of Prometheum you should start with, which I think is 100% right. UI improvements, we're going to be able to see the stacking of debuffs on enemies a lot clearer, and they should be more readable. So that's clearer, basically. And apart from that, yeah, I don't think there's much else really we need to go over. Brainiac in Finite Crisis now takes more damage from counters. That one is huge, but I mentioned that earlier. From what I'd read. Before we finish, though, I do want to touch on this. This is maybe something I'll make a deeper video about, but I actually really like this. It's basically season 1 and how it's going to pan out. We're going to get a mid-season update, so I am very hyped for that. It does appear there's going to be some kind of story with the Joker as well on how he gets introduced and where he came from and his world, and then we're also going to have the Green Lantern Brainiac fight, which I imagine will be the end of that introduction to the Joker. The new battle pass, new shop items as expected. Will we spend money? Probably not, unless it's a lot better. We got Dr. Poison's Notorious, Mad Hatter's Notorious, and then obviously the new Infamy set, Scarecrow Infamy set, is going to be the big one now, not Bane anymore, which is fine. But then mid-season, we're going to go to Two-Face's Infamy set. So I am all on that. And Black Manta's Notorious weapon, this sniper, sick. Like, it looks unbelievable. I'm all in for it already. And then there's going to be new infused enemy types. We're going to get the Superman. The Brainiac fights really are trash, but we're going to get the Superman one as well. It's going to come, the new incursions and strongholds. So look, this is promising for season 1. If this had come a month earlier, we would be singing praises. Well, maybe not praises because of all the bug issues, but we would be singing more praises. But yeah, that's the information that we've got at the minute. I am now on a level of 1 to 10 of excitement. Before I was on 0, I'd completely forgot about this. Helldivers is great, but I'd completely forgot that this was happening on the 28th, and I booked the day off work as well, so I might stream. I might leave that information down below, but I was not really excited about this, and now I am. I'm probably a 5. I'm more excited. When I play it, if I like it, then it will ramp up. And there is stuff here that I've already seen that I definitely want to grind for. And I think that's something you need to bring players back. The gameplay loop needs to be better, which it does look like they're trying to achieve that. But obviously there needs to be shiny objects for me to come back and grind for. But anyway, party people, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to edit this now after a long day at work. So I need your sympathy of a like on the video if you could do that. Hit subscribe as well for more content from me. I appreciate you all. Take care. Have a good night. And yeah, hopefully the 28th is a good day.